Welcome back. Today's relatively simple lesson is on stem and leaf plots. I hope you've noticed that this has been a relatively easy start to the new chapter. Again, we're going kind of slow. I would have covered, these things more than one thing in a day in a normal year, but again, it's a slow year. We are in no rush, so if it feels like this stuff's really basic and simple, it's because it is. All right, so stem and leaf plots today. So when a stem and leaf plot's made, we have two parts. The stem, that's over here on the left-hand side, all right? And that stem is basically all the numbers except for the final digit. And they're listed in order. Notice that they go from 2 down to 4. Notice we didn't have anything that starts with the 1. We didn't have anything that starts with the 5. So we won't need those numbers. We just list the stems that are from the beginning to the end. Now the leaf, those would be the numbers over here on the right-hand side. All right? Those numbers are the last digit from each number. And they are also listed in order, but from left to right. Notice that that whole row, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then the next row, 6, 7, 9, and 9. And the next row, 1 and 3. All listed in order from left to right. Now, if you're wondering what numbers these even are and how this works, again, the idea is that the stem and then followed by the leaf, that'd be the last digit. So that's 20. And then a stem of 2, and then there's a 1, so there's a 21, and then a 22, and then a 23. And those are all the numbers that are in the 20s. That's this stem and leaf, all the numbers in the 20s. Now the next stem and leaf is going to be all the numbers in their 30s, starting with 36 and 37, and then, there's two 39s. That's what the double 9 means. There's two of them. And the next row is a list of numbers that are in their 40s, 41 and 43. So again, it's just a way of organizing things into clusters as opposed to individual numbers. We're grouping them. Again, the stem is the group. All the things that start with a 2, those would be your 20s. Now, if there's decimals involved, you have to note that. So sometimes what we do is we put in a key. And we might say, the key 2/0 equals 20. So that people know that they're not looking at decimals. Now, let's look at an example. It says make a stem and leaf plot. So let's do that for this list of numbers. So on the left are my stems. On the right are my leaves. So my leaf should be the one last digit. So the last digit on the right of all of these. The ones place in this particular problem because there's no decimals involved. That means my stem should be 2 digits. You can see my first stem would be a 14. That would be these 2 digits. And then this 14, that's a stem. So look at my different stems. I've got 14s, 15s, 13s, all those different stems. So 13 was the smallest and 15 was the biggest, so I will list them all from 13 to 15. Now I'll go through and list the whole number. So my lowest number, these got to be in order from left to right. So I'm looking at my 30s, right, or my 130s right now. So I've got a 132 and a 139. So I'll list them in order. The 132 first, then the 139. Done with those. Now in my 140s, this group, there's a 146, a 149, another 146, 140. Those are a lot of them. So let's kind of go back and see what we've got. I got kind of confusing. I got a lot of circles going on there. So 143 was the smallest. That was this one. And then there was two 146s. So I'll list it twice, not just once. There was also a 147 and a 149. That was all the 140s. Now the 150s, and there's just that one of them, 151. That's all my numbers. Now let's answer some questions about them. First off, what's the range? Well, I can use this stem and leaf plot to see my largest number, which is 151, minus the smallest number, which would have been 132. If I minus those, I get 19. That's my range. And my minimum number, I just did that, 132. I also did the maximum number there, 151. Now the median. Again, this is where you could do it a couple of different ways. You could go back to the original list and list them in order, and then find the middle number by looking at it or counting backwards. Or you could use that little trick I've been trying to show you, where you take x, or sorry, not x, n, which is the number of things in your list, plus 1 divided by 2. It'll tell you your median. We'll go back and count the numbers. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things. So 8 plus 1 divided by 2. That's 9 divided by 2. That's 4 1/2. That means halfway between the fourth and fifth numbers. So number 1, number 2, number 3. Here's my fourth and fifth numbers right here. That'd be the 146 and another 146, which makes the median nice and easy. It's 146. So again, that's the part that might be a little trickier, is finding the median. But again, if you find that too tricky, I'm a little concerned. In worst case, you go back and put the numbers in order and find the middle one. That's like 6th grade math. Or again, you can use this more grown-up adult version of the thing down here and find out which number's in the middle. But again, you don't have to. You can always go back and do it the little kid way and put the numbers in order. Or you can even do it like this. They're already in order. Cross off the first and the last ones. Second one, second to last. Third one, third to last. And then you can see what two numbers are in the middle. The 146s. So again, lots of easy ways to do this. But that's basically it for today. Nothing too crazy. Let me know if there's anything that throws you off or you want to check any answers or anything like that. All right, good luck.